Hey, what is up, all you lonely watchers out there? Yokai Watch has a rich game history. 4 mainline games, 1 remake, 2 Blasters games, Y School Heroes, and even crossovers with Sangokshi and Just Dance. This isn't all Yokai Watch has to offer though, as the plague has also spread to mobile phones. Yokai Watch Wibble Wobble, known as Puni Puni in Japan, was a Zoom Zoom-esque game that released in 2015. But we're not talking about that today. Nor are we talking about Yokai Watch Land, the barely a game put out by Hasbro, or Yokai Watch 1 smartphone, which could easily warrant a discussion on its own. Today we're talking Yokai Watch mobile game spin-offs stuck in Japan. See, Yokai Fever took Japan by storm, and Level 5 tried to capitalize on it hard. There was always a new anime episode airing, always a new manga issue, always a new medal set, and always a new game just around the corner. Most of the apps released are inaccessible today, but I thought it might be fun to look at the games we never had, starting with one that Japan never even had. Yokai Daja was a game planned for release on iOS and Android, announced in 2015 at the Level 5 The Beginning event. It would have been a quiz-based RPG where you would answer trivia questions about your yokai to attack in battle and progress through the story, as well as there also being a section where you could arm yourself with more knowledge about your yokai, making yourself more effective in battle. We got a full trailer and logo for the game, but it never came out, with Level 5 officially announcing its cancellation on January 29th, 2021. While it would be hard for English speakers to play, this is a really cool idea. Where else am I going to use this abundance of Yokai Watch knowledge? But now let's get into some stuff that actually released. We didn't have to wait long for our first Yokai Watch spin-off, as only 1 week after Yokai Watch came out on the 3DS, Yokai Taiso Daiichi Puzzle Danyan released on iOS and Android on July 18th, 2013. This was a very basic match 3 game using Jibanyan blobs instead of shapes or candy or what have you. As you play, a meter goes down that you have to refill with the heart Jibanyans in order to survive rounds, which are each marked by the verses of Yokai Exercise 1, aka Yokai Taiso Daiichi. The top of the screen features Nate and Katie dancing alongside a different Nyan, with Jibanyan being available from the start and the others as unlockables. Those being Thornyan, Badinyan, Robonyan, and Shogunyan. There was also an extra mode where you could just listen to the song, where it gives you this button to press and make funny noises during it. As far as I can tell, there isn't any difference between using the different characters besides their models. And this is one of the few games we're talking about today that's still available, considering the fact that it has no online functionality. At the end of the day, this was just a simple promotional tool for the 3DS game. But surprisingly, it did get an expansion later on. Yokai Taiso Daiichi Puzzle Danyan DX was a paid expansion for the original that released on March 15th, 2015, available exclusively on Sugotoku Contents. This is a subscription service in Japan that lets you use exclusive apps and expansions for 380 yen per month. This expansion added Don Don Dubizuba, Baron Eddie as human characters, and a slew of new yokai to play as, including some from Yokai Watch 2. Unfortunately, this expansion was delisted near the end of 2021, and a dump of it online is yet to be found, making it inaccessible these days. And even sadder, Yokai Sangokshi, Tori Wars. This was a follow-up to the Sangokshi game on 3DS, but a lot different. This game had an automated battle system, making it more focused on team building than the moment-to-moment strategy gameplay of the original. You could join guilds with friends and work together to climb the leaderboards and upgrade the stats of your yokai together. And in my opinion, this was one of the few games to rival Puni Puni in terms of its staying power. But unfortunately, its uniqueness and its online components were not enough, as the servers were opened on January 11th, 2018, and shut down on September 28th, 2023. This is one of the more renowned Yokai Watch mobile games, and something I wish I got to experience while it was still active. But fret not, because at least we have Gapo Rhythm. Yokai Watch Gapo Rhythm is a rhythm game that was released on May 10th, 2018. This is yet another game that is offline and thus available today, containing its own story mode that you can still play through. And this game is actually pretty complex for what it is. The story mode features a grid where you can move your yokai with each note and swap their places. This, along with some of the bosses and aesthetics, really give me Yokai Watch 3 vibes. Just to think, they didn't need to go all out for a Yokai Watch rhythm game exclusive to phones, but they really did a good job here. The menus and UI are also incredibly cool and stylized, almost making me wish we had this style in Yokai Watch 3 itself. There's also a performance mode where you can play any of the songs you unlocked up to this point with your yokai, seeing them perform for a crowd in the background, which is absolutely adorable. This mode also has a ranking system, which... yeah, it shows how not good I am at this game. And while it may not be my thing, it's truly a unique rhythm game, and I appreciate what they were going for here. It has a lot of soul poured into it, and it feels like Yokai Watch. But who really wants a unique Yokai Watch experience, am I right? Yokai Watch World was an augmented reality location-based mobile game developed by Level 5 and Gung Ho, released on June 27th, 2018 in Japan. You were able to befriend yokai by searching for them in real life. Sound familiar? Yeah, this was a concept very similar to Pokemon Go, with some fans even calling it Yokai Watch Go. The game seemed cool though. The battles were very traditional, feeling really similar to the 3DS games. The battles were 3v6 with 3 yokai being in reserve, as well as the player being able to swap them out, pop wisps, and use Soultimates. You could also communicate and trade with friends, making it a pretty solid experience if anybody else knew what Yokai Watch was back in 2018. The servers were shut down on December 23rd, 2022, which is a shame because this game also had a ton of cool and unique variants. But hey, we still have one more app left. Maybe this one can... gosh darn it. The last game to come out on this list, Yokai Watch Metal Wars, which was released July 30th, 2019, and was developed by... yeah, Netmarble developing this one was not a good sign, as they're very well known for being incredibly money hungry, and turning every project they touch into a pay-to-win incredibly quickly. This was the most mainline feeling of the apps though, judging by the gameplay footage. And this game even had a fully featured story mode, more in line with the 3DS games. You control a team of 6 yokai, 3 on the battlefield and 3 in reserve. They battle automatically and you can control things like Soultimates, but each yokai also has a unique attack that can only be performed as you're switching them out. This is a neat idea to add some strategy, but I can't comment on how stale this game gets considering it was shut down on December 3rd, 2020. Like, come on! I mean, this is the game with the shortest lifespan in the series, and it easily had potential to rival the 3DS games, but no! Netmarble being Netmarble shut it down after a year and a half. This game had a lot of charm to it as well. Having an OC character you play as instead of Nate in a little bedroom where you can just watch your yokai hanging out, doing their thing. There was also cool integration with friends where you could use each other's yokai and earn exclusive friend currency. Plus, I love the cutscenes in this game, and the animations, they all have a really funky style to it that I think works really well. But alas, we cannot have nice things. Look on the bright side, though. We still have... these. While many of these apps were cool, a majority of them, depending on online, made them very unsustainable. Even if one in particular could, in theory, still survive in an offline state, but it's whatever. If you played any of these games, I'm happy you got to experience them. If not, there's still Puni Puni to take advantage of before that shuts down. If that's ever even gonna happen, I mean, it's Puni Puni, you never know. It sucks, but that's the life cycle of online mobile games, and it's okay to mourn the loss of those experiences. So, did any of you get to play some of these before they shut down? What did you think of them? And if not, which of these apps would you bring back if given the opportunity? Make sure to let me know in the comments, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye, my lonely watchers.